gave her an STD and she's still with him? How's it going, guys? Welcome into the channel. My name is JD Esquire, and today we're going to be looking at some Am I the Assholes from Reddit. I hope you enjoy. If you do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get on with it. The first one we got here is, am I the asshole? Husband won't sleep with me, but pays for OnlyFans. This is going to be something. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Am I the asshole? I, female 28, came across my husband, male 28, Gmail on accident. I logged in on the laptop. I noticed a lot of emails from OnlyFans of purchases and new subscriptions to multiple accounts. I'm okay with him watching porn. That I could care less about. But we were saving up for a house, and he's sending these girls $200, $170, $50 a month. $15, $75, you get the point. That I do have a problem with. Quick side note. Yeah, I also have a bit of an issue with somebody paying girls money like this. It feels wrong to be paying girls money like that. I don't know. It just feels really wrong if you're in a relationship and you're spending money on other women like this. It feels very wrong. Some might say it's as if you're, paying for a prostitute while you're already married, or paying a stripper while you're already married. Very not okay in my opinion. It continues. I also have a problem with the fact that they're all freshly 18. Ooh. What do y'all think? I'm already gonna side with the woman. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's see what else there is. Maybe she's gonna change my mind. They're all super thin. One looks like she could be an anime character. One is 3'11". Not a single one even looks remotely like me. I have a problem here for obvious reasons, but also because I always want to have sex and he never does. So let's continue with this, right? So you always want to have sex, but he never does. But yet he's spending all this money on pretty much online prostitution. Something doesn't seem right here. Something is a little bit wrong with this picture, in my opinion. Something's a little bit wrong. It seems like he has some sort of issue. I cannot imagine what kind of issue he could be having that would prevent him from wanting to have sex with you. You're only 28. He's only 28. Something isn't right here. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be talked about. Maybe some marriage counseling of some sort. This spending $200 or even $15 plus on OnlyFans ain't it. You need to fix that. We'll continue. I brought it up multiple times that it's a problem and we need to work on it. And he always says, okay, but nothing ever changes. We have had sex maybe once a month. I brought up the fact I found all the charges and subscriptions he had, absolutely nothing to say. Not a single word. I should also note that we've been married for 4 months. Am I the asshole for being sad and hurt by this, especially since he has me and doesn't even cuddle with me or touch me at all, basically? I don't think she's the asshole in the slightest for bringing this up. I don't think she is. Honestly, in my opinion, you need to get out of this marriage. This man is not somebody that you could spend the rest of your life with, if you want my honest opinion. Not necessarily because he's spending all this money on OnlyFans. That is a big part of it. But another reason I would say, because he's not showing interest in you physically at all, from what I'm getting here. And you've only been married for 4 months. It doesn't get any better. It's already this bad. You've only been married for 4 months. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse, especially if you're going to keep enabling this type of behavior. You don't have a problem with him watching porn. That's fine, I guess. But also, this isn't just porn. He's spending quite a bit of money on these girls. You got to look at it this way, right? Would you be okay with him spending money on prostitute? If your answer is no, this is basically the same thing. There's just a screen between them. That's it. It's basically the same thing. He's spending money on these girls so he can get some kind of satisfaction from it. It's the same thing as prostitution. There's no reason to think otherwise. It is. Do I have an issue with people who do OnlyFans? No, not really. Do whatever you want. Make your bread. But it is prostitution. It is. That one was kind of wild. In the comments below, go ahead and type in if you think that this person is the asshole or not. The next one we have here is a little bit longer. It's, am I the asshole for turning in my mother and giving my stepfather's ashes to my stepsister? Ooh, we have some family drama. Ooh, we have some family drama. This is going to get juicy. Juicy. When my stepdad died, my family and I picked up our lives and moved 5 hours away to help my mom. She didn't make enough money to keep our house, car, etc. without him. When we first got there, she dived into alcoholism and did not hold up her part of the deal/contributions. We discussed this with her and she seemed to snap back into reality and started to sober up. All seemed well. We'll see about that. Flash forward 6 months to a year later and she's starting to go out and not come home for a day or two. Whenever she's a grown adult in her 60s, we assumed she just didn't want to be around the chaos of grandkids. When she was home, she still seemed fine. Flash forward another 2 years and we found out that she wasn't only doing drugs, but she was selling them, sometimes in our home. She did this while my youngest was between 3 and 5. Yikes. Grandma slinging the dope. Grandma slinging dope. That is wild. I can't ever imagine a grandmother slinging dope. She needs to be baking cookies. What kind of baking is she doing? Oh, dude. That is wild that she's... Okay. We found everything out. We turned her into the police. After doing so, I decided she didn't deserve to keep my stepdad's ashes. If she still did all this while he was alive, he would have turned her in and kicked her out immediately. I'm gonna be honest, W on her for turning her mom in to the authorities when she's over there slinging dope like this. This is really crazy. I would never imagine a grandmother to be baking something other than cookies. She's over here cooking meth. What are we doing? It continues. My stepsister stopped talking to me and my mom about 6 months after he died and ended up blocking us both in social media. I didn't know why, but I assumed it was just painful to talk to us, especially about him. Well, after all this nonsense with my mom, I found a way to reach out to her and give her his ashes. My mom was livid. When I gave my stepsister his ashes, she informed me that she blocked us because my stepdad wanted to be interred at Arlington Cemetery and we didn't respect those wishes. No one ever told me this, or I would have done it ASAP. My sister is in the process of doing it now. Am I the asshole? What part of you is the asshole part? Turning your mom in who's slinging dope, who's over there cooking meth instead of cooking cookies or baking cookies? I don't think you're the asshole in this scenario. I'm gonna be honest, especially when she's slinging it out of your home right next to your little baby. That is a big no-no. You don't do that, okay? You don't shit where you sleep. This is number one things, okay? You do not shit where you sleep, period. You're not the asshole for that. Nor are you the asshole for giving your stepdad's ashes to your sister. I would say that you're not the asshole for this. Especially not the asshole because your stepfather wanted to be at the Arlington Cemetery. Those wishes were just not respected. We have an edit. We tried to get her help several times, including offering to pay for rehab, and she refused. She said she could do it on her own and seemed like she was, but got deeper into it instead. A lot of the times with rehabs, you're next to other people. Unfortunately, there are certain individuals that go to rehab to look for customers. This is an actual thing. So unfortunately, sometimes rehab or at least that specific rehab, isn't a good one. She needs to go somewhere else, if she's actually even going to rehab. Yes, we were living in her house, but we were paying for everything: mortgage, utilities, maintenance, and all necessities. Not just for us, but her as well, including personal hygiene, laundry products, food, gas, in her car, etc. She was basically an additional child who contributed nothing, not even chores. She's slinging dope and she's not even giving you any money to pay for anything. Yeah, that's a big no-no. Hell no. Hell no. We also did not stay in the house, first because it wasn't ours, and second, we feared for our lives as she was getting high on her own supply and owed whoever was above her a lot of money. We also didn't take anything that was hers and also left with a lot of our own stuff. I don't believe that this person is the asshole. I think the asshole here is in fact the mother. The mother is the asshole for expecting to have all of her stuff paid for by her children, for selling drugs while a 3 and 5-year-old are there, or between 3 and 5, right? The youngest is between 3 and 5. I believe the mother is the asshole here in this scenario, and I don't think that this Redditor is the asshole in this scenario. What do you think about drug dealing mother? Is this person the asshole? Let me know in the comments below. Am I the asshole for telling my aunt she's a weak woman and would never be a good role model to her daughters? A little coarse, a little harsh. First note, I think that whenever you tell someone they're a weak person, you may be bluntly true, but it is a little bit of an asshole move. I should know I'm an asshole. But let's read on and let's see if she is in fact an asshole for saying this. Hey guys, I'm TA. Well, in my grandma words and my aunt, I'll give you an insight on my dysfunctional family full of enablers. They close their mouths when something goes on, but I don't. This will be a long and a lot of drama, which I think you guys will like. Get ready. So I, 18 female, got into an argument with my aunt because she thought she could say anything without the heat getting thrown back at her. I have some family members that are like this. Here's the thing. You have to fucking say something to them, or they're going to continue to just push and poke and prod until you blow up on them and tell them to shut the fuck up. A lot of people are this way. You need to tell these people this. You have to set clear boundaries with people, or else they're going to keep pushing and prodding until you explode. So you need to set these clear boundaries. This stemmed from the family event yesterday. My mom, my sister, and a baby brother went to our grandma's house. I rarely go to these things because my family is so judgmental. They keep weird ass secrets for their family. My mom was not in a good mood to go for real, but pushed through because my siblings wanted to go. For some context, my mom and dad are going through a divorce because his bastard self cheated on my mom and had a long affair with one of her so-called friends. So no, she wasn't in the mood or wanted to talk to anyone. Our family knew and had their opinions, but who cares? They shouldn't be putting their one piece in because of their beliefs. I don't think this is the correct thing to say here, right? You could say like they shouldn't be putting in their 2 cents, but putting in their one piece, that doesn't sound right. Person isn't a writer, obviously, so we're just gonna move on. The women in my family have been programmed to put a man first, no matter what he does. There's a lot of families that are this way. I am definitely not a part of this type of family. That can get very toxic very quickly. There's a lot of times that this is just not the case. You don't put the man first just for no reason at all. The man, or even a woman, has to earn that type of respect and trust in a relationship. You have to build on a foundation of trust and equal respect. This is how this works. You need to do that. This is how people stay married for a long period of time, or forever. You ask any old folk who have been married for 40 plus years, they're gonna tell you this. Listen to the old people, they know what they're talking about. In this instance though, these old people do not. To stick by his side, even in cheating, so that's why some of them don't believe in divorce. In this day and age, I think that divorce gets thrown around too lightly. And I think a lot of marriages divorce needs to not even be in their vocabulary. However, there are still certain instances where divorce is 100% a thing that needs to be done. If you're trying to make a good relationship, divorce shouldn't be in your vocabulary. However, if the dude is cheating on you, then what are we doing? It continues. I think it's stupid. My mom was the first to break the generational curse because she's leaving her husband, unlike some of these women that stay with cheaters and abusers. What did I say about being toxic? This is what happens. It creates a toxic environment. Enough of that. The event was okay. I mostly sat next to my mom to keep her company while my siblings ran around. From the corner of my eye, I could see my aunt Sherry giving my mom a very visible stink face. Ugh. We all have those aunts who just have this bitch face. I would never hit a woman, but they have this bitch face where you just want to give them the pimp slap, just really fucking hard. We all have aunts like this, right? I can visualize that face, and it pisses me off. Oh, it pisses me off to see that face. Ugh, so weird to do to your sister. I never played about my mom, so I wanted to see how this turned out. That's when she spoke up and asked my mom why is she divorcing her husband when they can get over it and go to therapy. Same woman that's still with a man that cheated on 5 times and had outside kids, gave her an STD, etc. Gave her an STD and she's still with him? Holy cow, dude. My mom told her not right now because she was really upset about it. So my aunt pushing pissed me off. Very understandable, honestly. So I said something. I told her to mind her business, stop worrying about what my mom does with her life. When I tell you every adult turned around, this family is built on kids not speaking when they're being disrespectful. I was raised by my mom, so just because you're an adult means nothing. Respect is earned. I wasn't backing down. I stood on what I said. I felt my mom pull my hand so I could stop, and I was going to until my aunt said this. You call yourself a woman, but can't save your marriage. Oh, shit. Those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. You're getting the 1-2. You're getting a right hook right in the jaw after that. Those are fighting words, dude. What? How offended do you have to be a woman that chose peace? That's when I went off. I told her she is not a good role model for her daughters because she is the same one that stayed with the man that had 5 affair kids, gave her an STD, abused her, still cheating on her with younger women because he's tired of her. So what makes her think she's a strong woman by staying with a sick man? I just shortened it for the title. The adults were shocked, but I don't care because none of them had the right to come at my mom and just watched her sister bully her to stay with a man. We had to cut the event short by leaving, but my grandma wanted to blame me and enable her daughter, but she also stayed with her cheating husband, so none of these women are good. I don't think I will see these people in a long time. They can continue their sick tradition. That is an absolute disgusting tradition. To stick with a man despite him cheating, having an affair, having kids in those affairs, and giving you an STD, on top of all of that, abuses you. Yeah, this is very, very much so a sick tradition. Not the asshole. I don't think I need to ask any of you if you think that this person's an asshole or not, but I'm gonna go ahead anyways. Let me know in the comments below if you think that this person is an asshole. I don't think she is. I think that she stood on business and she was 10 toes down. Good on her. Good on her. Let's see some of these comments here. Not the asshole, of course. Not the asshole. I am proud of you. I would go very LC. Nobody needs a family like this. I absolutely hate the notion that elders should be treated with what they call respect, but what they really mean is treat me as an authority. It is insane. Just because you are my father's sister, you haven't died yet, doesn't give you any authority over me. I will say that to your face. Yeah, they don't like me. So what? Not the asshole. I agree. 100%. This person is not the asshole. Breaking generational bad behavior is so good on you. It is. This person is not the asshole. And from what I can see from here, this is a fairly young person. She's 18. She's a fairly young female. And she's standing up and standing 10 toes down. You have to respect somebody who will stand 10 toes down, especially when protecting someone they love. You have to respect that. And I do. Okay, last one here. I saw this. This looked really, really enticing, so we need to check this out. Am I the asshole for changing my niece's stripper name when I got custody? What was her name? Diamond? Ruby? Mercedes? Cinnamon? Let's look. I think it will become obvious that my sister and I have taken very different paths in life. I love her very much, but she is not well. I have had custody of my niece since she was 6 months old. My sister is going to jail for at least the next 7 years. She is ineligible for parole for that long, so that's a minimum. My niece's name is a perfect example of my sister's thought process. Honest to God, she named her Cinnamon with an S. Called it. I called it. She named her Cinnamon with an S. Oh my God. Called it. I've had my sister's parental rights severed. My parents and her fought me on it. I don't care. My parents have never contributed to her upbringing, but they have given a lot of unwanted advice. I adopted my daughter and changed her name to Simone. Honestly, it's very good, and I actually really like the language that she's using. She's not saying my niece anymore, she's saying my daughter. This is very good language and really shows that she has actually fully adopted her. And changed her name from Cinnamon to Simone. Honestly, W. It continues. My parents think I'm being cruel to my sister. What my sister thinks is not allowed here. I don't know what exactly she means right here, so we're just gonna go past it. So I feel completely justified in changing her name. I do not think I'm wrong. I am not looking for validation. I want to know if I'm missing something that my parents and sister can't communicate coherently. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your child's gonna thank you later. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Her name shouldn't have been Cinnamon. It doesn't matter if you spelled it with an S or a C. It's Cinnamon. One, that name, you're going to get bullied in school for a name like Cinnamon. You will get bullied 100% of the time. No question about it. You're going to get bullied. So I don't think that this person is the asshole. Let me know in the comments below if you think that they are the asshole. And I'll read every single one and we can have little debates in the comments. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for making it all the way here. If you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe. Let me know that you want more so I can do more of these. And if you want to catch the stream, go on the Twitch. There'll be a description down below. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next one. Peace. It's very delicate work I'm doing, okay? I have to check.